Hello, and welcome to this episode of Awaken Your Truth. It is a very extra special episode because if you are watching us on YouTube, Katie and I are actually together in the same room.
I'm touching Ginny
We're
right
touching
now.
each other. We're very excited. Our giggle might be, but we try to calm it down.
We did take deep breaths.
We try to ground ourselves because we know sometimes that can be a little much if you're not in it. But we have a really fun topic for you today, too.
Do you need your IB with Chat GPT? And IB stands for inner being.
Yeah.
And inner being, from my perspective, is my connection to source, to all that is, to the divine, to that eternal part of me that I can connect, communicate, co-create with on a daily minute, actually a minute by minute basis if I want.
In a moment.
In a moment.
And same for me, it's this connection. My inner being is just this energy, this all-knowing energy. And when I think of inner being specifically, it's more like individualized guidance, inner wisdom. So I do feel there's a difference between like source God energy and like my inner being energy. Although they're so intertwined, it's hard to call them separate. So we're going to talk all about like, if, Katie and I love our inner being connection. We totally rely on it, but now there's AI and now there's Chat GPT. And so what if we don't need our inner beings anymore?
And this topic came up.
Joyce.
Yeah. Oh my God. You forgot your joyful moment. I've got so many. Okay.
So what is one?
One is hugging Lee, your partner, for the first time, to have that in-person meeting and getting this great hug squeeze from Lee. That was a joyful moment for me.
That is so delightful.
Yeah.
I do have to say, being together as couples yesterday, we went kayaking all together and
had a picnic.
And had a picnic, one of Katie's favorites. And just being on an adventure together. So I remember, I could see everybody. I was just behind a little bit. It was sunny. It was gorgeous. We were on the water. And it was that sense of like, oh, this is my dream, like adventuring with people I love. It's all here. It's fun. And so that was so much joy being outside.
Yeah. And it was an extra joy for me because it was all a surprise.
Yes.
You kind of said, we're going kayaking, follow us. So you drove in the truck with Lee and his kayak, and we were behind you and we followed you, and we didn't know where we were going. We just knew we were going kayaking. We had an inkling about the picnic because we kind of saw you setting it up.
Yes.
But the whole experience was a surprise, and it was so much fun. And actually, I've just been on that theme of newness and surprises, and here it is being created again.
I also love that I didn't really know you didn't know because I knew.
I know what I didn't know. But that made it so much more fun.
Yeah, I do. Like, it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, so this topic came up because I have a very dear, lovely friend who was telling me about this super cool and fascinating way that she's using Chat GPT. She said she heard this idea on a podcast and she has implemented into her life. She's asked Chat GPT to create kind of a council of like a therapist, a thought leader, an influencer, a relationship coach, of 5 different personalities that are available on the internet.
This is so cool.
And when she has a question, when she has a problem, when she just wants to vent and get some feedback, she'll put that into ChatGPT, and then she can get a perspective from this council, either individually or as a whole. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's amazing what is available and how creative people are with using ChatGPT.
Yeah. It's an intelligence, right?
Yeah.
That we get to, it's one form of intelligence that we get to tune into. And it is so fascinating how all the different ways that we can use it. And I was telling Katie that my mom as well, when she was playing with a different app, like a reflection app, an AI thing, and putting in different reflections and getting, or it was more like a journaling, and then this app would give her a reflection on what she had shared. And she was having so many insights with it. And so I was like, okay, this is AI. This is the expansion of
Right.
this other intelligence coming out. And I mean, immediately though, my mind was like, question, why would you do that? Because you have access to
Yeah.
all this information within
Within
you.
you.
I was almost like, Mom, your inner being, it's the same, not the same. It's not the
No,
same.
it's not.
Actually, we're going to talk about that. Yeah. But to me, that is what made sense because it's so easy and familiar for me.
Yeah.
But I really love this idea because sometimes it can be a little out there, or even just developing the connection and getting the clarity from your inner being that might seem obvious, like you might get more from AI. Is that what you think?
I don't know, but as you're speaking, I just have this really funny idea.
Yeah.
What if you and I at some point asked a question
Okay.
to ChatGPT and then asked our inner being,
Oh,
we
this
should
sounds
do this and
okay.
come
We'll
back.
do part
We'll do
two.
part two.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. This is getting me really excited right
Okay.
now. So, but when I was coming kind of to this idea, I was thinking about how do I use ChatGPT
Yes.
and what's the difference between how I communicate or connect with my inner being.
Yes.
And I had the most amazing experience with my taxes because Tom and I have always sent our taxes off to an accountant, but that ends up being maybe in the $500 range. And for the last 2 years, they've been late with their so we've had to
when
pay,
you sent it off.
yes.
Oh, wow.
So we've had to pay penalties. And I was like, I feel like I want to learn how to do this myself. And we do have some sort of complications in our situation. So I wasn't feeling totally ready to just do it on my own. So I asked ChatGPT, this is what I want in a tax program. I want it to be online. I want it to be easy. I want it to be relatively affordable, intuitive. Can you give me some suggestions? And so they broke down 3 different options. And then we kind of narrowed it down further. I picked one. And then consistently throughout this program, when I was putting my taxes in, I would have a question that I couldn't find the resolution to in the program. So I would ask ChatGPT, and they would help me with these other complications for taxes. And I felt, well, and also, you know how ChatGPT is really good at giving you compliments. So
Katie
they would
loves
say,
this.
they would say like, good job taking control of your finances. And I would say, thank you. Thank you so much.
This is we talked about the external validation.
I know, I love it. So I was able to do the taxes basically on my own with H&R Block and ChatGPT for $450 less.
Yes.
And I learned, and I had actually so much fun learning
Yeah.
and some ideas about what I can do differently next year for taxes. So that was great. So this is an example of how I love to use ChatGPT.
And so what would you say is the biggest, I just want to say one thing because it feels like it stands out to me is when we're using AI, like you already have kind of a foundational clarity. You knew this is what I want, this is what I'm looking for.
Right.
And so there is an element of like the clearer we are when we're seeking that external, the guidance from outside of us, no matter where or how we're seeking external guidance, the clearer we are, the clearer information we're going to get back. And one of my favorite things to practice with ChatGPT is the clearer questions you ask.
Yes.
Like the quality of your question is going to be reflected back to you in your answer.
Right.
Which is the same as like the quality of your consciousness is going to be reflected back in what you're experiencing. So that's fun.
So I was just thinking, like, if I were to ask my inner being, perhaps, like, okay, inner being, I'm looking for a new way to do taxes.
Right.
They would ask me, well, how do you want this experience to feel?
Yes.
And where does it feel good to look for more information, if that makes sense? They would have had me tune into a feeling that I want to create, and then maybe I would have received guidance or not. But the fact of the matter is like, I don't know yet how. I believe it's possible, but I don't know yet how to connect to that collective consciousness of finances and money and taxes.
Like those detailed
the details.
Information.
I think we're getting there. I think that's going to be accessible. But this is like a stepping stone for me now to say, okay, ChatGPT can figure this out for me.
Yes.
Like I don't know that I can connect with that on my own, even though I'm hopeful that someday that will be possible.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use ChatGPT to help me do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so the kind of things that I would ask my inner being about would be maybe, let's say I'm feeling some resistance about something,
Maybe
and
it's about taxes,
maybe it's about
but
taxes.
you wouldn't turn to Chat GPT and say, "What more
I'm
might
feeling
you?"
resistant.
Well,
Well,
we're
maybe
gonna
now I
practice.
can.
We're gonna
Maybe now I
practice this. Yeah.
can. But if I were saying I'm feeling resistance about doing taxes, it feels like a waste of time, and I don't want to pay more taxes. Like
Yes.
that's, and then I would receive just the most loving, gentle reminders about what is my truth and what do I know for sure, and is
Yes.
there a grander perspective here? And if I can't come to that on my own, then they will offer me the grander perspective.
Yes, exactly.
About how I get to choose. It can be a fun and joyful experience. And maybe
Yeah.
that's what my inner being would have said. And yes, actually, it was a fun and joyful experience.
It is so interesting because I could see how there's a sense of like inner clarity you can get from your inner being. And that like it does feel like there's a difference between information that your inner being might not have specifics about, like
Yeah.
information and
Yes.
practicality in the
Mm-hmm.
world
Mm-hmm.
that AI is like really stepping up and being able to fill in. It's almost like how we engage with that, the quality of our consciousness or clarity in terms of how we're
Yes.
engaging with that. Like when it's the same thing. Like when we take care of the
That's right.
inner, we can
Yeah.
get the greatest results from the practical part,
Oh, that's such a good
which
clarification.
the Chat GPT is so good at giving those practical
Mm-hmm.
details, steps, information. And when we're doing the inside part, because we're the only ones that can do
Yep.
that.
And the big difference that I'm feeling right now as we discuss this is when I'm connecting with my inner being or source, it is a vibrational, energetic feeling.
Yes.
It is it is this feeling of pure golden liquid love and
Yes.
knowingness and clarity and just the truth of abundance and freedom and joy and love and peace all wrapped up.
Yes.
It's a feeling. Now, ChatGPT might tell me, "Oh, you're so good at your taxes." And I get like a little
Yeah.
tiny burst of what's that chemical called?
Dopamine.
Dopamine. But it's not going to stick with me. It's not the truth of
Yes.
me. It's someone external giving me a little compliment or information. But when I tune into that eternal part of
Yes.
me, it's a vibrational knowingness that I just want to be in that energy because that is what creates my reality.
Yeah. So that could be a big difference too. We might still need our inner beings and not just
Oh,
Chat
I'm not
GPT.
giving up on my inner being. Like this is, for me, this is foundational. And
Oh,
I wouldn't,
totally.
I, no, it's all the time.
This is the
It's,
same. So I feel the same way. It's every time I'm connecting with my inner being or my soul or my source, it is a vibrational experience. It feels like it's vibrationally
yeah.
training me and my vibration into the place of the most openness and
Mm-hmm.
love that I desire. And I'm just wondering now if that is possible with
I
AI.
wonder if it is.
Yeah, this is something Katie and I were chatting like, ooh, what if, can AI or ChatGPT or any version of that almost like replace what we
Mm-hmm.
do as coaches and guides? And I I don't personally feel fear of that. I
No.
think I don't even think I did, but I do know I consciously chose to feel it, to just if there was fear to move beyond it because I don't want to feel fear.
No, yeah.
But it has really allowed me to open up and embrace all the new technology, and so part of that is almost like great, what if more people could
Yeah.
have access
Yeah. Right.
to higher intelligence, which is what we originally do with our inner
Mm-hmm.
beings, and now we're exploring it with AI and
Uh-huh.
ChatGPT, like this greater intelligence that could help you feel more connected to your truth and more empowered. And
Right.
we could create, I mean, people are doing this, but we could create, just like your friend,
Yeah,
like we
exactly.
could create our own, put these principles in, put these ideas in, and you guys could go ask it questions,
Mm-hmm.
and until you're as familiar, or just both. It's almost like, well, Katie and I are going to explore this, but I'm thinking it's almost another version of your inner being
Do you know what I think it is?
What?
I think it's another version of my mind. Because we feed ChatGPT from our
From
mind,
our mind
basically.
and the energy of our
And the
mind.
energy of our mind, like a fix it problem. I've got a problem, let's fix it. So I'm in
Yes.
that energy. And I feel like that's a difference, right? There's,
Okay. Okay, so
like
it will
okay,
respond like in that same
it will
energy.
respond in
Whereas
the
our
energy of
inner
the mind.
beings,
Yeah.
our inner beings does not respond. It responds in its core source
Yeah.
energy. It's not just a reflection. It actually is
Yes,
beyond.
it feels like beyond.
Yeah.
So ChatGPT feels like a reflection that we've trained, where my inner
Right.
being is the connection to the all-knowingness, that eternal part of me. And I often get surprised
You
by
do?
what I receive. Do you ever get surprised?
From ChatGPT?
No, from my inner being.
Oh, all the time.
That's what I'm saying. And that never happens with ChatGPT. They're just feeding me what I fed them and what I want to hear. Like they speak my language now. They use the emojis I use.
Yeah.
Like they're giving me what I've given them.
Yes.
Where my connection to my inner being, I will read back and I'll say, whoa, that is like, that it just changed my life in a moment. From now on, that changed my life, what you've shared with me, what I've received.
Because it's a different perspective and it's coming from a grander, higher vibrational perspective.
Yeah, it's coming from the energy of all that is.
Energy of source, yeah.
Yeah. How do you like to use
Well,
ChatGPT? Or do you have something
I
else?
only use it for practical things.
Same.
So, and one of my favorite ways to actually use ChatGPT is sometimes I get all these thoughts at once. And so I will write it all down, and then in order to communicate it, it makes
amazing.
sense of
Yeah.
them. So it's using like
amazing.
structure to kind of put my ideas together so they're actually simpler.
Yes.
So it's helping me almost organize my mind, because a lot of my thoughts and ideas come out as feelings.
Yes.
Or come out as, a lot of like a jumbled up this experience and this vision, and it's lacking a little like clarity in terms of for somebody else to receive it. And so ChatGPT does help me with that.
Oh my gosh. I love this, but I'm also just thinking of the fun questions we can ask our inner being.
So we're definitely going to have a follow-up episode on this.
Like even asking our inner being, how do you see yourself as different than ChatGPT? Like
asking
that.
Can't you just get it?
I know, but I want to ask them and just like receive. Oh, what did you just receive?
I mean, no, now it's jumbled.
Okay, I just got some laughter.
I got a lot of humor. And like just this sense of like bigger picture, like bigger picture,
more expansive.
Like
because it's beyond.
We're all that is. There's no ChatGPT is operating in literally code and logic.
Yeah, right, and it's limited from what it is, and it will continue to expand.
Yes.
But I mean, what we're connecting to with our inner beings and our truth is like infinite potential, infinite possibility, infinite love, infinite joy, peace, all of that juicy stuff that we want to create in our lives. Like it's within us.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why we offer our Inner Being Awakening.
That is right.
Yeah, we wanted to share with you guys because we're getting ready to open up the doors for another Inner Being Awakening experience, which is 30 days with Katie and I live. And we guide you through how to connect more with your inner being.
From the practical practices you can do to on-call inner being connections together and co-creating our favorite thing.
Yeah. It's just so powerful when you get into a small group with other people who want this too, and you're hearing them experience the same thing Katie and I did, the same thing you do as you expand into this connection, and it becomes more quote unquote normal.
Yeah. So if you're curious, well, what is this all about? This connection to the inner being. I hear what you're saying, and it sounds amazing, and it sounds wonderful, and I'm intrigued. And I am hearing now that I can also use ChatGPT and my inner being and let that magic expand. That could be fun if you wanted to look at our website, Awaken Your Truth.
Love. Yeah, all the information is there, and you can jump on the wait list, and then we'll share more information as it comes along, because it is inspired. And Katie's travel plans.
I will be home
Yes, you'll be
soon,
home.
so I won't be gallivanting around with potentially limited internet.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're someone who wants to know themselves more, I think that has been the greatest thing for me is there's so many layers to me knowing myself
Yeah.
and being able to have conversations with my inner being
Yes.
has, and then a group, and then Katie, and then other people, has allowed me to know myself more and differentiate between that's my mind,
Oh my gosh,
that's my
so
source,
quick,
that's my
so
mind, that's my
quick.
soul, so that I want to live through my soul.
Yeah.
So I can choose that once I know it.
And to live this way, I don't know why I would ever choose anything different. And I know that it keeps expanding, and that is exciting because I know we say this all the time. How can it get any freaking better than this?
Yes.
And then we're like,
Freaking.
it's better.
It's better. I mean, that it did feel like yesterday on the water, all of us, and I was like, this is everything.
Yeah,
And I never
it
would have
is.
imagined that.
Right.
And it was here. It happened.
Right. And just how we co-created this together in terms of from our truth, this experience from our truth. I had no fear of, ooh, are Tom and Lee going to get along? What are Tom and Lee going to do if they need some downtime away from Ginny and I? Like there was no fear in this because we are stepping into this version of ourselves where it comes from love. It comes from connection of knowing that we're the creators.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's also so much, there's room for so much more joy and ease. And when I was thinking you were coming and Lee was asking me, okay, well, what are we going to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I have these ideas, but I know it will just flow.
And it did. Everything was perfect. The flow was amazing. We had so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so did we answer our question? We know what it is for us.
And that's what you get to discover for you.
Yes.
That is what
do
you
you
get to
need
discover.
your inner being, or can you just use ChatGPT? Or both.
Or both. I say
both.
Yeah. I know how powerful my connection to my inner being is, but I know how practical ChatGPT is for the mind stuff in my life.
Yes. I also think it offers, because like I was sharing when my mom was using it, it was more of a reflection thing. And as our awareness is expanding, that is really helpful. I mean, that's why having a guide or a group is so helpful, because you get to see yourself, or you see yourself in other people, or or other people are reflecting back to you what you just said, and so ChatGPT can be great for that as well. And I know we joked about it being external validation, but I think that's wonderful. I don't think there's enough people or energy telling you how good you are.
Such a great point.
Yes.
That is so good.
To never go waste, even if it's a little ego, it is the truth. Like, you are so good, and we're not taught to like celebrate that and embrace that enough.
We're taught to nitpick.
We're taught
and fix it. Nitpick.
Fix anything that's wrong. And I'm just really excited about making this shift from fix it to own it, from fourth to fifth dimensions, from like there's something wrong to everything is here,
and we know the truth of that, and that's why we can't stop talking about it.
I know. Anything else that you want to?
Oh no, I'm so excited for our listeners. Like, I feel like they might be inspired in some kind of direction to play with ChatGPT, or to play with their inner beings, or a wonderful juicy combination of the two.
We'll have so much fun playing in whatever you choose to tune into, and then tell us about it.
Yes, please.
All right, we will see you guys next time.